In this tutorial, I'm going to explain how the MetaMagic plugin works. As you can see, we are already on the main screen of Adobe Lightroom Classic. First, open the Plugin Manager. Here you can see that MetaMagic has already been added. If you haven't done this yet, go to metamagicplugin.com and register using your email address. You will receive a confirmation link, and once you confirm it, you will automatically receive an email. That email contains your customer code, which you need to enter here. This code links the plugin to your email account and allows you to see how many credits you have available. As you can see, I currently have 46 credits, which means I can process 46 photos. Now I'll explain how the plugin settings work. At the top, you can choose the number of keywords you want to generate. You can generate up to 50 keywords. You can also set the title length and the number of words for the caption. In my case, I've set the title length to 5 words. Next, we have the editorial option. If you enable editorial mode, the plugin will generate an editorial style caption, which we'll see later in a practical example. This is useful if you sell photos as editorial microstock, for example on Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, and similar platforms. Here you can enable GPS information if it's available. If the photo contains GPS data, this information will be sent to the AI, which can then generate a more accurate geographical description, even if the location is not immediately recognizable. You can also include the date in the description. Here, you can choose the date format, full day, full month, or even a custom format, for example, using parentheses. You can decide what works best for you. The Author Notes option allows you to add a custom credit line. If you enable this option, the text you enter here will be added to the caption when the metadata is created. It's important to leave logging enabled. A text log file is saved in your document existing titles, captions, and keywords. If your image already contains metadata and you enable this option, the plugin will generate new titles and captions. You can also decide whether to use existing data. For example, if I manually enter a person's name in the title, the AI will use that name and generate a title and caption accordingly. Here, you can group keywords using a custom separator, such as a symbol or a dash. All keywords generated by the plugin will include this marker. Here you can also see the plugin version, and from here, you can contact support or access the Help Center. Practical examples. Now let's start with some practical examples. I've selected several images to demonstrate different use cases. This first image is a photo of Toledo, Spain. It was downloaded from the internet and does not contain GPS information, and there is no title or caption. Now let's open the plugin. We set 50 keywords, a title length of 15 words, and we don't need editorial mode for this example. We keep GPS enabled even if the image doesn't contain GPS data, and we keep the date enabled. We also enable the author note, just as an example. Now we reload the plugin. The plugin starts working, and after a short moment you'll see the generated keywords, title, and caption. As you can see, even though no location information was provided, the plugin correctly recognized Toledo, added the capture date, and generated a proper caption with our selected author note. Here we have all 50 keywords and the generated title. Let's move on to the next photo. This image shows a dog. There is no GPS data, but that's not a problem. We run the plugin again. As you can see, the plugin generated a clean. Now let's move to the next photo, the Eiffel Tower. This time we change some settings. We disable the date and the author notes, but we keep GPS enabled to see if the AI recognizes the landmark. I reload the plugin. Whenever you change settings, you need to reload the plugin. If the settings stay the same, you can simply run the plugin from the File menu without reopening the settings. As you can see, the plugin correctly recognized the Eiffel Tower and generated the title and keywords. Now we move on to the next image. Here we have a photo taken in Colombia, showing the inauguration of Gustavo Petro, President of Colombia. As you can see, there are no keywords yet. I have only entered the title Petro Inauguration so that the plugin can understand the context of the image. The location data is available. Now let's check the settings. Editorial mode is enabled, so we can run the plugin. Let's wait for the result. As you can see, the plugin has generated the title and the caption correctly describing the presidential inauguration. It has also generated the keywords. Now let's move on to the next set of images. Here we have an aerial drone photograph taken in Spain, which includes GPS location data. Next, we have a photo of the New York skyline without any GPS information. Here we have a photo of former US President Barack Obama without additional metadata. Then we have an image of a specific animal specimen, and we want to see whether the plugin correctly recognizes the animal. Finally, we have another well-known public figure, again without GPS information. Now we run the plugin in batch mode on these 5 images. In the settings, we have enabled the option to include GPS information in the caption and keywords when it is available. In this case, only the aerial drone photo contains GPS data. All the other images do not. As you can see, the first image shows an aerial night view of Benidorm with correctly generated keywords. Next, you can see that the plugin has correctly recognized the New York skyline. Everything looks good so far. Here we have Barack Obama smiling with a generated caption and keywords. Now we can also see that the plugin has correctly recognized the animal as a green tree frog. Perfect. And finally, the plugin has correctly identified Millie Bobby Brown, the actress from Stranger Things. Now let's continue with the last 3 photos. First, we have a birthday party. This time, I want to add the name of the person celebrating the birthday, so I enter Olivia, 9th birthday. Next, we have a European Union press conference. There is no GPS information, but the title already contains some useful details, so we leave that information as it is. Then we have a Taylor Swift concert. There is no title or additional information, but this image does contain GPS data. Now we select these 2 photos. We open the settings and enable the option to use existing data, so the plugin can take that information into account. Now we can click here to start the plugin. As you can see, the birthday photo has been processed correctly. The plugin created a caption describing Olivia's birthday party with friends. Next, we have the European Commission press conference at the European Parliament with a clean and accurate caption. Now, for the last image. This photo contains GPS data, and we process it in editorial mode as if the photo had been taken by us. We enable GPS information since it is available and start the plugin. As you can see, the result is complete editorial metadata, ready to use. The caption is detailed and correctly describes a Taylor Swift concert. That brings us to the end of this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. As you can see, the plugin can be used for almost any type of photograph and in many different scenarios. The plugin is constantly updated with new features, and we, the developers, are always open to suggestions and feedback from photographers who use this software. Thank you again, and enjoy using the plugin.